Hello friends, welcome again. Uh, in my last video we have seen how to install VMware vSphere vCenter server. And we are here currently logged in to the vCenter server through the web console or the vSphere client, web client simply called. So here you see there is vCenter server systems expired and expiring license. There are vCenter server system with expired or expiring. Manage your license, right? So here it is asking me to manage the license, and we know that it is anyway 60 days valid at this point. So that's why it is asking us, and you can click here the details. So it is showing the expiration 60 days left. Okay, so nothing to worry about. 60 days now. We don't need this anymore. Maybe what we can do is, if you want to just change some other configuration, like the switch, unnecessary switch I created just for the demo, I can delete it, remove it, so that some VMs I can allocate, some NIC, maybe I can remove this as well. This is a small environment, I don't need multiple switches. So here, properties, add, I can maybe let's add to one more and keep one more just for my on. I just keep one more on reserve. I am not adding all the three. Okay, so two VMs, so VM NIC, two NIC, physical NIC I'm adding to my switch. And you see here vCenter server appliance is connected to this switch, and in this switch is in turn connected to my two physical. I'll call them as physical. Why? Because I'll think that this is running in a physical server. I'll assume, which is actually not. But in a practical scenario, in a production environment, this will be a physical server, and on which it will be running, right? So these two will be actually physical NICs. Okay, so henceforth I'll call these as physical NICs. Okay, now and these are all the virtual NICs in this server, if you see, and other things. Now we can edit settings. If you see here, you see it has got its own network adapter as well. So this is a virtual NIC I will call inside the ESXi. Okay, let's go ahead and now close it. Close this, we don't need anymore as we're using the web client. Click home, and here okay, click home and the host and clusters, click. You see here that we are at the vCenter server, that is 192.168.0.8, which is the create a data center. First thing, create a data center, that is a virtual data center, and I call it my home data center. So I call it my home DC. So this is the data center I created, which is and the vCenter server managing the virtual data center is 0.8. Inside this, I can add a host. Inside the DC, virtual DC, I can create a cluster or I can add a host. So let me add a host first. Okay, add a host, and which I'm running only one host, that is the ESX itself. I can add it actually, so to be managed. So here I call it 192.168.0. Which one is 4 is my IP here. So username is root. And is available cannot connect. The host may not be available on the network, or network, is it oh, sorry, this is 5 not 4, this is 5. Well, same thing, the security alert, the certificate, accept it, yes, and it will automatically show what are the VMs available in that. You see here, now there is a VM available, and that is the vCenter itself is the VM that is showing here, it is available, and this host. Next, and assign license is its evaluations license. Next, and lockdown mode disabled. If you are unsure what to do, just disable. But here, what is this? This is if you want only, you should able to reach the ESX host through the vCenter server. You don't want anybody should directly able to access or log into the ESX, which is the host, the virtual host. Then you can just strictly, you can put strict, you don't want that anybody should able to access direct console of the ESXi. So you can log in, you cannot, once you do that, you cannot log in through here, so which I don't want to do it. Or normal, the host is accessible only through the local console of the vCenter server, and strict. So I'll just make it disabled, okay, just right now. And VM location, it is still my home DC, and you see all the summary here and finish. So it is creating a virtual data center and adding the data virtual host to the data center. That is completed now, and here it is. You now see 05 is the virtual host added to it, and the VM is showing here. This is the VM, which is itself, it's showing as a VM. Summary, and here you can do whatever you want, but remember, once you disable or you stop this, then you will lose the access also from to this, because you are running by running the web console or web client by logging to the vCenter server, which is this one. Okay, so it's circular kind of thing, so be aware of it. Now this is all about creating it, and if you want to do some more configurations, you can do very well from here and do a lot of steps which I am not going to cover obviously right now. In my future video, possibly I will try to do some more configurations, like the storage configurations, the network configurations, and you maybe will see in the VM network how the standard switches are there, and okay, this is the VM network which is already there, you see in the, and or you can create also a distributed switch if you want, and a lot of things you can do with the vCenter server. This is the management server for the VMware environment, and it's one of the important server, in fact, through which all the communication to the ESX server happens, and all the software which are mostly dependent on this server. So unless you install this vCenter server, most of the things, most of the advanced VMware functionality you cannot achieve. With that, I conclude here the VMware ESXi server installation and the vCenter server installation and configuration. The basic configurations are done here. I have created a virtual data center with a virtual host added and a vCenter server added to it, and if you want to create a VM here, now I can create actually. So getting started, you can create a VM if you want. That I'll show in the next video. Thank you very much for watching.